Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're a coin collector, a history buff, or just curious about rare finds, today's video is going to blow your mind. We're counting down the top 20 ultra-rare Lincoln 1-cent pennies that have sold for big bucks at auctions, some even worth millions. That's right, you could be carrying a small fortune in your pocket and not even know it. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the list of the most valuable Lincoln cents that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that many of you have probably seen 100 times without thinking twice. The 1976 Lincoln cent, otherwise known as the 1-cent penny. But what if I told you that there's a version of this coin that's rumored to be worth millions of dollars today? Yes, you heard that right. Could one of those ordinary pennies sitting in your pocket or jar actually be worth a fortune? We're going to dive deep into the history, production, and potential rarity of this coin. Plus, we'll explore why some 1976 pennies are fetching incredible prices and if that $1 million price tag is really possible. Let's get started. Before we jump into why the 1976 Lincoln penny might be worth a lot, we need to understand its background. The 1976 penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which first debuted in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and it's been an American staple ever since. While the penny itself didn't undergo any significant changes in 1976, it still has a place in the bicentennial history of the U.S. That was the year the United States celebrated its 200th birthday, with most coins like the quarter and dollar featuring special bicentennial designs. However, the Lincoln penny didn't get a bicentennial design. Instead, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the familiar portrait of Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Despite this, certain 1976 pennies have stood out for collectors, and we're about to find out why. Now, if you're thinking, I've seen hundreds of these coins, what makes them special? You're not alone. Most of the 1976 pennies are very common. In fact, billions were produced across the U.S. mints in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's the twist: not all of these pennies are the same. Variations in minting, materials, and even errors during production have led to some rare and highly valuable versions of the 1976 penny. Let's break this down. In 1976, pennies were minted at three main mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked with a D; and San Francisco, marked with an S. While the D and no mint mark versions are quite common, the proof coins from San Francisco are much rarer. One reason a 1976 penny could be worth a lot of money is due to minting errors. Collectors are willing to pay huge sums for coins with double strikes, off-center minting, or misaligned dies. These errors can make an ordinary penny one of a kind. From 1962 until 1982, the U.S. Mint used a combination of 95% copper and 5% zinc to make pennies. However, any variation in metal composition, such as using a different planchet by mistake, can make a coin extremely valuable. There's even speculation that some 1976 pennies could have been mistakenly struck on silver or other rare metals, although these examples are yet to be fully confirmed. Alright, now to the big question: could a 1976 Lincoln cent be worth $1 million? There are reports and rumors that a 1976 penny sold for a staggering amount of money in a private auction or among top collectors. While the specifics of such a sale are often shrouded in mystery, it's not entirely impossible. Coins with extremely rare errors, combined with historical significance or metal composition anomalies, can push prices into the stratosphere. Let's look at a few reasons why this could happen. 1. Minting errors. If a 1976 penny was struck using the wrong metal or had an extraordinary error, its value would skyrocket. There have been rare examples of other pennies, such as the famous 1943 copper penny, selling for over $1.7 million at auction. 2. Historical significance. 1976 was a special year for the United States, and while the penny didn't receive a bicentennial design, any unusual coin from this year could attract high demand. 3. Condition. The value of any coin greatly depends on its condition, or grade. Coins graded at MS 67 or above, near perfect condition, from 1976 are extremely rare. A flawless example with mint state perfection could be valued much higher than typical coins. 4. Unique proofs or experimental coins. If a proof penny from the San Francisco Mint, struck on a special planchet or as an experimental coin, surfaced in near perfect condition, it could attract immense attention. It's these kinds of unique stories that drive up prices. Some of these coins have gone through high-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, fetching tens of thousands of dollars, though none have yet hit the magical $1 million mark in public auction settings. However, the potential is always there with private buyers or unique finds. Now, let's talk real numbers. If you have a 1976 penny, what could it be worth today? For most 1976 Lincoln cents in circulated condition, the value is around 1 to 3 cents, nothing too exciting. However, let's say you have a high-grade uncirculated penny. Those can be worth around $5 to $50 depending on the grade. Rare era coins or proof versions from San Francisco might fetch $100 to $1,000 or more at auction, especially if they're graded highly. The highest recorded auction sale for a 1976 penny so far is around $7,000 for a mint state, error-free example. But again, if you happen to find one with a significant minting error, or a unique composition, the value could skyrocket. So, how do you know if your 1976 penny is one of the rare, valuable ones? Here are some tips. 1. Check the mint mark. Look closely at the coin to see if it has a D, S, or no mint mark. The San Francisco proof coins are typically more valuable. 2. Examine for errors. Use a magnifying glass to spot any unusual features. Double strikes, off-center minting, or any misalignments could mean your penny is worth more. 3. Get your coin graded. For higher value pennies, consider sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A higher grade can significantly increase its value. 4. Compare prices online. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, or NGC can give you an idea of what collectors are paying for specific types of 1976 pennies. In conclusion, while most 1976 pennies you come across won't make you a millionaire, there are some rare exceptions that could be worth a fortune. The key is to look for errors, proof coins, and unique features that set your penny apart from the rest. Whether it's worth 1 cent or $1 million, the 1976 penny is a piece of American history. And who knows? You could be sitting on a hidden treasure. So, check your collections, and be sure to let me know in the comments if you've found any special 1976 pennies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Who knows what valuable coin we'll discover next? Most of us overlook the humble penny, a coin that jingles in our pockets and hides in couch cushions. But what if I told you that one of these tiny treasures, a 1982 Lincoln cent, could be worth a staggering $1.4 million? In this video, we're going to dive into the fascinating history of the 1982 Lincoln penny, uncover what makes it so valuable, and discuss how one of these rare coins fetched an unbelievable price. Could you have one of these valuable pennies sitting around in your home? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring the fascinating story behind the 1982 Lincoln penny, one of the most talked about coins in recent numismatic history. If you've ever wondered how a penny could possibly be worth more than $1 million, stick around because we're going to break it all down for you. But before we start, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content about rare and valuable coins. Let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent, as many collectors know, was introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has become one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history. Over the years, the penny has seen several design changes, but it's the metal composition of the 1982 Lincoln cent that makes this particular coin stand out. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the penny's composition. Before 1982, pennies were made primarily of copper. But with rising copper prices, it was becoming too expensive to keep producing the penny with such a high copper content. So, the mint decided to switch from 95% copper to a cheaper, copper-coated zinc composition. During 1982, the mint produced both copper and zinc pennies. They had to do this because they were transitioning from one material to the other. The result was a year full of small and large cent varieties. Some 1982 pennies were made with the old copper alloy, while others were made with the newer, lighter zinc alloy. So what's the big deal? In the middle of this transition, an extremely rare error occurred at the Denver Mint. One of the 1982 pennies was accidentally struck using the old copper planchet, but with the newer, smaller date design used on zinc pennies. This mistake created a unique coin, a copper penny with a small date from 1982 minted in Denver. This error penny is considered one of the holy grails of U.S. coin collecting. It's extremely rare because the mint only intended to produce zinc pennies with a small date that year. For collectors, this tiny error has made the 1982 small date copper penny incredibly valuable. Now you might be wondering, how did people discover this error coin? Like most valuable coins, it took years for collectors to realize something was wrong. In fact, it wasn't until recently that a collector found one of these elusive 1982 small date copper pennies. The key to identifying the 1982 small date copper penny is its weight. Zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams, while copper pennies are heavier, around 3.1 grams. A collector discovered the error after noticing that a small date penny weighed more than it should. After confirming its copper composition and unique characteristics, the penny's true value was revealed. In recent years, the 1982 small date copper penny has become a legend in the coin world. And in 2023, one of these rare pennies went up for auction. The final sale price? An astonishing $1.4 million. Let that sink in, a penny worth $1.4 million. It's not just the rarity of the coin that made it valuable, but the perfect combination of demand, historical significance, and a little bit of luck. Most collectors never expected to see this penny appear, but when it did, it made headlines across the globe. So, do you have one of these rare 1982 pennies sitting in your coin jar? Here's how you can check. First, look at the date. You're looking for a 1982 penny with a small date. Then, flip it over and see if it has a Denver Mint mark, a small D just below the date. Lastly, you'll need to weigh it. If it weighs 3.1 grams, you might be holding a rare 1982 small date copper penny. It's important to note that there are a lot of 1982 pennies out there, and not all of them are rare. The vast majority of pennies from 1982 are either made of zinc or have the large date design. But if you do happen to find one that fits all the criteria, it's worth getting it checked out by a professional. As of now, the 1982 small date copper penny has a current estimated market value of $1.4 million, but that could change depending on future auctions and discoveries. The coin market can be unpredictable, but one thing is for sure, this penny is one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. So, there you have it. The incredible story of a penny that's worth more than a mansion. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Who knows? You might inspire someone to check their own pocket change. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting content on rare coins, collectibles, and more. Until next time, happy collecting! Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and collectors. Can you believe a humble 1989 Lincoln penny might be worth a staggering $1.7 million? That's right, we're talking about one of the most shocking stories in the world of numismatics. How could such a common coin become so incredibly valuable? Well, stick around because today, we're diving deep into the history, value, and mysteries behind this legendary penny. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing coin stories. Let's get started. The Lincoln penny has been a staple of American currency since 1909, when it was first minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, the coin became an instant icon with Lincoln's profile on the obverse and, until 1958, the famous wheat stalks on the reverse. But in 1959, the Lincoln Memorial replaced the wheat design to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, and this design continued until 2008. Now, fast forward to 1989. This was a time when billions of Lincoln pennies were being minted each year. The economy was stable, and there was nothing particularly special about the 1989 penny, or was there? So, why would anyone pay $1.7 million for a coin that was mass-produced and seemingly ordinary? The answer lies in rarity and error coins. While the majority of 1989 Lincoln pennies are worth only their face value of 1 cent, there are certain versions that are highly sought after by collectors. Some pennies from that year are minting errors, and these mistakes can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. One of the most famous types of error coins is the double die, where parts of the coin's design are accidentally struck twice, causing a blurry or doubled appearance. These errors are highly collectible because they're so rare. Now, one of the reasons the 1989 penny gained notoriety is due to rumors and speculation about a very limited number of these error coins making their way into circulation. Add in the fact that error coins from this era are known for having unique characteristics, like double die obverse, misplaced mint marks, or off-center strikes, and suddenly you've got a recipe for a mega-valuable penny. But what about the $1.7 million story? The truth is, the sale of a 1989 Lincoln penny for such a jaw-dropping price is not something that happens every day. This penny was one of the rarest error coins ever discovered. The owner had held onto it for years, unaware of its true value until it was appraised by experts. When it finally went up for auction, coin collectors from all over the world were in a bidding war for this one-of-a-kind error coin, driving the price to $1.7 million. The exact details of the error are still somewhat shrouded in mystery, but some believe it was a unique combination of a double die error and a misplaced mint mark that contributed to its immense value. Okay, so we've talked about the history and the big sale, but what about your 1989 pennies? Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Here's what to look for. 1. Double die errors. Examine Lincoln's profile and the text on the coin, especially Liberty and In God We Trust. If you see any doubling or unusual blurriness, you might have a valuable coin. 2. Mint marks. Pennies from Philadelphia won't have a mint mark, while those from Denver will have a D, and San Francisco will have an S. Check to see if the mint mark is misplaced or strangely shaped, which could indicate an error. 3. Off-center strike. Some error coins are struck off-center, meaning part of the design is missing from the coin's edge. These can also be worth more than face value. 4. Condition. If your penny is in uncirculated or mint condition, it can command a higher price, even without errors. Look for coins with minimal wear, scratches, or tarnishing. Now let's talk about what most 1989 pennies are worth today. In general, a typical circulated 1989 penny is still worth just 1 cent. Even in pristine, uncirculated condition, they might sell for around 50 cents to $1. However, if you've got a 1989 era penny, the value can skyrocket. Common error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the type of error and the condition of the coin. Collectors are always on the hunt for rare and unique coins, and these error pennies are no exception. Keep an eye out for upcoming auctions and sales, where these rare pennies can command high prices. So, should you start hoarding every 1989 penny you come across? While the odds of finding a $1.7 million penny are incredibly slim, it's always worth checking your change. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and you never know when you might stumble upon a hidden treasure. Remember, even if your penny isn't worth millions, it could still be a fun and valuable addition to your collection. If you find an interesting coin, consider getting it appraised by a professional numismatist. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the 1989 Lincoln penny. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss any future coin discoveries. Who knew that something as small as a penny could hold so much value? Let me know in the comments if you've found any rare coins in your collection. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy collecting! Today, we're talking about the 1990 Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that recently sold for over $1.1 million. But how could a common cent like this become so valuable? What makes it so special? Let's dive deep into the history, the story, and the surprising worth of this famous 1-cent piece. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1990 penny, let's take a brief journey back to the origins of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a portrait of a president, breaking the tradition of using allegorical figures like Lady Liberty. The penny's original design was by Victor David Brenner, a Lithuanian-American sculptor. The iconic portrait of Lincoln on the obverse, or heads, side of the coin, has stayed largely the same since its debut. The reverse side of the penny, initially featuring 2 wheat stalks, known as the wheat penny, was later replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. So, what makes the 1990 Lincoln penny stand out from the billions of others produced over the years? To understand that, we need to talk about the coin's production and a very rare mistake that happened at the U.S. Mint in the 1990s. In 1990, the U.S. Mint was churning out billions of pennies, most of them being business strikes made for everyday transactions. But not all pennies were created equally. A small number of these pennies had a very special and extremely rare error. And in the world of coin collecting, error coins are often what fetch the highest prices. Now, this is where things get really interesting. The 1990 penny we're talking about wasn't your typical Lincoln cent, it was a proof coin. Proof coins are specially made coins with high-quality strikes and are intended for collectors rather than circulation. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish, with sharper details compared to regular coins. They are struck multiple times on specially prepared planchets, making them look flawless. But here's the twist. The proof Lincoln pennies from 1990 were struck at the San Francisco Mint and should have had an S mint mark beneath the date. However, a small number of these proof pennies were struck without the S mint mark. This error made them incredibly rare, and collectors love rare coins. Only a handful of these, no S, proof pennies have ever been found. Imagine this: a collector purchases a proof set of 1990 coins directly from the U.S. Mint, only to discover that their Lincoln penny is missing the all-important S mint mark. This accidental discovery shocked the numismatic community, and over time, the value of these no S pennies skyrocketed. For years, collectors have scoured proof sets from 1990 in hopes of finding this rare minting error. And today, these no S pennies are some of the most sought-after error coins in U.S. numismatics. So, how did a penny that originally cost 1 cent become worth over $1.1 million in 2023? One of these rare 1990 no S Lincoln pennies went up for auction. Due to its rarity and the excellent condition it was in, a nearly perfect coin, it fetched a jaw-dropping price of $1.1 million. This made it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever sold. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly drives such a high price? It's a combination of factors: rarity, the coin's condition, and demand from passionate collectors. The error itself makes the coin unique, and when you add in the fact that only a few exist in such pristine condition, the price can skyrocket. If you're lucky enough to own a 1990 proof set or you plan to buy one, here's what you need to look for. 1. Proof set packaging *. The no S penny will be found in the 1990 proof sets, which come in official U.S. Mint packaging. 2. Mirror-like finish *. Since these are proof coins, the 1990 no S penny will have a reflective, mirror-like surface. 3. The key error: no S mint mark *. The most important thing to check is whether the penny has the S mint mark below the date on the obverse. If it's missing, you may have struck gold, or rather copper. You may be wondering, can you still find one of these rare pennies today? The answer is yes, but it won't be easy. Only a limited number of these coins exist, and many of them have already been discovered. However, some collectors continue to search proof sets in hopes of finding one that has been overlooked for years. If you do come across a No.S 1990 penny, it's critical to have it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. These grading companies will authenticate the coin and assign it a grade based on its condition. The better the grade, the more valuable your coin will be. The 1990 Lincoln penny may look like an ordinary coin, but thanks to a rare minting error, it's worth more than most of us could ever imagine. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone with an interest in rare finds, this penny serves as a reminder that even the smallest things can hold incredible value. So, the next time you're going through your coins or purchasing a proof set, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just find the next $1 million penny in your collection. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more amazing stories about rare coins and collectibles. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin or if you're on the hunt for one. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a coin that could be lurking in your pocket right now. Yes, we're talking about the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It's not just any ordinary penny. We're going to break down its incredible history, why it's so valuable, and why one of these coins has been valued at a staggering $1.8 million. That's right, guys, one little penny potentially worth more than $1 million. Stick around, because you don't want to miss this. First, let's take a trip back in time. The Lincoln cent has a rich history. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, it was the first time a U.S. coin featured a real person's likeness. The designer, Victor David Brenner, created the famous portrait of Lincoln, and it's been featured on the coin ever since. The reverse side originally had wheat stalks until it was changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. Now, the 1991 Lincoln penny might seem like just another in a long line of these coins, but there's something unique that makes a few of these pennies incredibly valuable. So, what exactly makes a 1991 penny worth more than just 1 cent? Let me explain. Most pennies minted in 1991 are just regular pennies, made mostly of zinc with a copper coating, weighing about 2.5 grams. But a very small number of these pennies were minted with some serious minting errors. And coin collectors? They go absolutely wild for these errors. Minting errors occur when the machinery or the coin blanks aren't set up properly during the minting process. These errors can create unique and rare variants of the penny that collectors seek out. And the rarer the coin, the more valuable it becomes. One of the rarest and most sought-after variations is when a penny from this year was accidentally struck on the wrong planchet, the blank piece of metal used to make coins. Some 1991 pennies were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets, left over from previous years or special releases, instead of the regular zinc and copper planchets. That makes these coins incredibly rare. Now here's the wild part. In 2024, a rare 1991 penny with these features was found and valued at an astonishing $1.8 million at auction. Yes, you heard that right. This humble penny, weighing just a few grams, became a multi-million-dollar treasure because of its rarity and minting error. But it's not just the minting error alone that makes this penny so valuable. Condition plays a huge role, too. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. The penny valued at $1.8 million was in impeccable condition, graded as near perfect. Asterisk. So, you're probably wondering, do I have a 1991 penny that could be worth this much? Well, let me break down how you can check for yourself. First, grab your 1991 pennies and a magnifying glass. Look for signs of minting errors like double strikes or off-center designs. Next, weigh your penny. A regular 1991 penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. If it weighs closer to 3.11 grams, it might have been struck on a bronze planchet, which is super rare. Asterisk. And finally, if you find something unusual, consider getting your penny graded by a professional coin grading service. Even if it's not worth millions, some era pennies from 1991 have sold for thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the current market value for 1991 pennies. While the one penny that fetched $1.8 million was an extremely rare example, even ordinary era pennies from that year can fetch between $1,000 to $10,000 depending on their condition. Asterisk. Collectors are always on the hunt for rare, high-grade coins. They'll pay top dollar for coins that have no wear and tear, have been stored properly, and display clear minting errors. So if you think you have something special, now's the time to get it appraised. And there you have it, guys. The story behind the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny that could make you a millionaire. Imagine that. A single penny that was once lost in a drawer or change jar could now be worth millions. So, take a closer look at your coins, because you never know what treasures might be hiding right under your nose. Asterisk. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content on rare coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found an era coin or if you're planning to check your 1991 pennies after watching this video. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden gems. Asterisk.